Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Danny here, giving you some more of the latest Manchester United news. And we've got a lot to stick into today. We've got news about Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Donny van der Beek. Remember that guy? And all the latest on the preseason tour, kind of starting tomorrow, I guess, with the game against Leeds. But just before we get into all the news, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check it out. Look how close we are to 500 subs. And that's all down to you guys. I thank you so much. But let's get to 500 this week. Let's grow this community together. And I know we can. And also, don't forget to like and comment below about all this transfer nonsense going on. Anyway, too much talking, huh? Let's just get right into it. Let's start with Donny van der Beek. Now, some news regarding Donny van der Beek about him exiting the club. We can all now admit that he has not had a good time since joining Manchester United. I mean, we could probably have admitted that a long time ago. It looks like he was brought in here with really no plan, but it did start quite well. Remember his first game, he scored a goal against Brighton? We all thought that was the beginning, and then it all just went downhill from there, from just not being able to cope with the Premier League, not getting into the team, to going out on loan and impressing in a few games, but then kind of falling off with injuries, and then, suffering quite a big injury last year, just when it looked like Ten Hag was about to bring him into the team. It's been a real terrible time for Donny van der Beek. I feel bad because I was actually super hyped when we bought him, but I did question at the time, why did we buy him when we just purchased Bruno Fernandes really months prior? So it kind of made no sense, but you do feel bad for him nonetheless. But let's just get into the news about him possibly actually staying in the Premier League, which kind of surprises me because he doesn't really come across as someone who can really handle the Premier League, but it does look like he wants to stay. Clubs like Wolves, Nottingham Forest, and Crystal Palace have all been in the mix for Donny van der Beek. This is all according to Team Talk. 90-minute reports says the decision makers at United have green-lit van der Beek's departure from the club. Italian heavyweights Roma and AC Milan and Inter Milan, and he's been linked to going to Italy, have all shown interest. But claims from Spain, in which van der Beek was branded one of the worst signings in history, God, let's just not go there, claimed that Milan did want to make a move. But van der Beek is understood to not be a priority for any of those Italian giants. What more, Fabrizio Romano has reported that Roma have actually already rejected the prospect of Donny van der Beek joining that club. Now, he's kind of running out of options there. I thought Italy would be a good place for him. I think the Bundesliga would be a great place for him. But it looks like he has his eyes set on the Premier League with those clubs I listed before: Wolves, Forest, and Crystal Palace. Yeah, I was actually quite shocked to see that those clubs would be in for him because they're quite physical teams. And that being at that end of the table is quite physical, and he doesn't really come off as a physical type of player. He doesn't really, I don't know, he seems a bit soft to me. They do report that a permanent buyer could be difficult. I think we're going to ask for around 20 million. So at the moment, a loan looks more likely, but I am sick of loaning players, man. Can't we just get them sold? We got to do better at this. Our lousy board needs to get better at selling players. We should be able to sell Donny van der Beek. He was shortlisted on the Ballon d'Or, a few years ago. He should be sellable for around 15 to 20 million. Yes, a little bit of a loss, but we got to get him out and playing football again. He's got to get his football back. He just hasn't played in what seems like at least 2 years. So, yeah, I'm hoping that he can get a permanent move to a club that will play him a lot. He deserves to play. He is a solid player. Just needs to find the right team. it's unfortunate, man. I feel bad for him, but it is what it is. That's just football, isn't it? It happens in every sport. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to talk about Sancho. So Jadon Sancho, according to Give Me Sport, and there's been a few other, Twitter posts about this, is that Ten Hag is actually not as eager to sell Sancho as reported last week. He was on like a short list of 4 players that Ten Hag wanted to sell. I think it all comes down to if a suitable offer comes, I think they'll think about it and possibly take it. But he's not eager to sell him. This is going to be Jadon Sancho's final year, apparently, to prove Ten Hag that he is a Manchester United player. Now, if it was up to me, I really, really like Jadon Sancho. I like what he can offer. I just don't know if he can, really fit into the style that we're playing and has the intensity or the drive to play for a top 6 club in the Premier League. Always really enjoyed his skill set and what he can bring to a team. He just hasn't really brought it. If it was up to me, which it's not. It's just my opinion, and you can think otherwise. I am looking to sell him. We either can bring in Amad Diallo, or we can try and sell him as well and buy another, forward, or just try and, I just don't see it working. Or we can just have Amad Diallo take that spot. Amad Diallo had a great breakout season last year in the championship, but we don't know if he can actually do it in the league at the moment. So we do know Sancho can at times do it in the league. He just needs to get a bit more consistent about it. But if it was up to me, anything over 40 million, I'm taking. And I'm taking that money and I'm investing it into another striker. We can't just have one striker or a striker and Marcus Rashford. I want 2 strikers at this club, whether that's Rasmus Højlund and like a Harry Kane. Keep your eye on Harry Kane, by the way. Or just 2 strikers, similar to, what Rasmus Højlund is, 2 up-and-coming strikers that can fight out for a spot in the team. So that's what I would do. Let me know what you would do. Would you keep or would you sell Jadon Sancho? Because at the moment, I am leaning towards sell. And I know I'm not the only one, but I wouldn't mind keeping him. I do feel like maybe this is going to be the year he does break out, but also not holding my breath. We've got a lot of players in that spot as well. Rashford, we've got Garnacho, we've got potentially Amad Diallo. So Jadon Sancho's really got to pull his socks up this season and do some work. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens there. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Let's keep moving. Rashford. So we all know that Rashford. Let's not start here. Let's start with PSG. PSG admire Rashford, and we all know this saga currently going on with Kylian Mbappe. He basically runs that club, but now he wants to leave, probably go to Real Madrid. So they're currently looking at replacements for Kylian Mbappe. But it seems like PSG have finally given up on the hopes of signing Marcus Rashford, which is great news. We all wanted to hear that. Though the money is tempting of what they would offer, for him, but he's a homegrown player. I want to see him spend his entire career at Manchester United. He's my favorite player. But yeah, it looks like PSG have finally given up all hope on signing Marcus Rashford because he's about to sign another contract, a contract extension, I think worth around $350K a week. I'm not saying he deserves that much. I'm not mad about it, though. He would have gotten to that wage eventually. And I think they had to do something as well to fend off PSG. But PSG are also saying that Marcus Rashford used PSG to get more money with Manchester United. But we all know that PSG has admired Rashford for years now. The owner of the team has come out and publicly stated that multiple times. But now it just seems like that's completely off the cards, and we should all be happy about that. Marcus Rashford looks set to stay here for a lot longer. And, let's hope that he has another 30-goal season next year. I think with an established striker, just a more drilled down style of play. We didn't really have a good style last year, but now I think we're really going to be getting into Ten Hag style of play. I think you'll start to see Rashford really blossom. So yeah, let me know what you think about Rashford. Do you want him to stay, or would you not mind him going to PSG, let's say for 120 mil? That's what I'd charge. Let's see. Anyway, so let's keep going. There's a game tomorrow in Oslo against Leeds. Championship fodder Leeds. Aren't we all glad that they've gone back down now? We don't need them in the Premier League anymore. And the team news has been released. There's loads of noticeable players missing. Some, most of them are like the senior players that are missing that are probably just coming back from holiday or still out on holiday. And some that are out having babies, Diogo Dalot. But yeah, here is the current squad list. I will run through the current squad list for the Leeds game tomorrow. Goalkeepers are Tom Heaton, Nathan Bishop, and Mateo Kovar. And I would love to see Mateo Kovar in goal, but I think all roads are pointing to him going back out on loan. He had a stellar loan last year, and I think he might be our future, once Onana is done, once we sign Onana and once he finishes at United. Defenders are Alvaro Fernandez, and if you saw my top 5 players to watch on preseason, he is in there. Reece Bennett, Will Fish, he was also another defender that made my top 5 list for players to watch. Lisandro Martinez, Mark Jurado, Rafael Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Brandon Williams. I can see a few of those possibly leaving, like Brandon Williams. So I'm surprised he's made the tour, but I guess you got to take some defenders on tour. Midfielders sit as Toby Collier, Fred, which is actually extremely surprising seeing as he might be leaving in the next couple days to Fulham. Dan Gore, Hannibal Mejri, Isak Hansen Aaron, Kobe Mainu, Mason Mount, Maxi Oidel. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I'm American. We can't say shit. I'm not American. English first. Lived in America. I should say that. But still, American accent. Can't pronounce anything correct. And the last one, but not least, Charlie Savage. Forwards, Amad Diallo, Noam Emerin, Omari Forson, Joe Hugel. Keep an eye on this guy as well. Jadon Sancho, and Shola Shoretire. I'm surprised that Charlie McNeil's not in there. Can someone let me know where he's at? Is he injured or something? But keep an eye on Joe Hugel as well. Maybe he could be a third stringer as well. I know he's put up some decent numbers in the back in the past. So that's the squad going to Leeds. I'm not going to expect the most exciting game. I'm sure we're going to see features from Mason Mount in a United shirt for the first time, but I think it's going to be mostly the young kids playing to see who might stick around for the latter preseason when we go to America and who can maybe impress for the new upcoming season. I'm keeping an eye on guys like Alvaro Fernandez, Mateo Kovar, Will Fish is another one, Amad Diallo. So many youngsters to keep an eye on that could finally break into that first team for Manchester United. And also, let's keep an eye on Kobe Mainoo. He was always in the squad last year, so maybe he might be getting a bit more minutes this year. Keep an eye on all those players. Are you excited for the preseason? I'm more excited for the part where we get to the US and start playing those teams. But I do really enjoy the preseason and seeing these youngsters go and seeing which might be getting into the first team. I've got a few bets going on. And then I've got a few bets of people who think they might get into the first team, but might actually get sold. So anyway, let me know what you think about the news about Donny van der Beek, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and everything you're looking forward to about this Premier League season. Football's back, everyone, and we're almost back to the actual real season. We're only weeks away from the start of the season, from that first game against Wolves. Are you getting excited? Because I am. I cannot fucking wait. Football's back, baby. Let's go. See you all on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to 500 this week, and I'll see you all on the next one.